So, taking all of that, Dr. Sharma, what would you say, obviously not just to my case, but in general, what sort of things did that story make you think about that could help the people watching our podcast?
I mean, at so many levels, it's just not the scientific thing that you were talking about. As a human, the emotions, you know, as you said, your grandmom had it and it carried on for so many generations. So I think the social impact it had on you, the financial, the emotional, all of these, I would say, spheres in life were affected just because you had a genetic sort of variance in which your body is producing more clots.
Right, it had a huge impact on my family. My granddad had to spend almost the second half of his life without the love of his life. I was unable to progress our family name, which is something that I really wanted to be able to do. Yeah. So my parents didn't get grandchildren from me. Yeah. My dad was forced to give up work much sooner than he would have wanted to. Yeah. So it had economic and emotional impacts on all of us. And I was the one that was diagnosed with the gene following that blood test. But is it likely that my dad and my grandmother had the same condition, and how would that be?
Very good question. So I mean, it's really difficult to go retrospective and give it a thought. But of course, if someone has Factor V Leiden, that doesn't necessarily mean they have a sort of disease. I mean, you've got an additional risk factor on the top of the other risk factors which usually come and play a big role in our lives. So for instance, for you, Lewis, right, you've got Factor V. Unfortunately, you had to bear the consequences, or you may say the harmful effects of it. But most of the other life-threatening complications related with Factor V can be prevented. And that's why we're doing this podcast, to make you guys aware that even if you've got this problem, you can still be protected from the life-threatening complications